My name is Lindsey Curnutte, and this is On Air with Heritage Action, a podcast built for conservatives. Twice a week, we break down in 5-ish minutes or less how you can get involved today in the fight for conservative values. So news of the day, Supreme Court Justice Stephen Breyer is retiring from the court. Huge news. It's got D.C. buzzing, really, but a lot of speculations are being thrown out. So we are joined today by Ryan Walker, the Director of Government Relations, to cut through all that noise and really see what's going on and what's happening right now. So let's just dive in. Let's start with the politics of it, because we know with Democrats, it's going to be political in some way. So why now? What are Democrats thinking here? Just give us a rundown.
Yeah, Justice Breyer announced today that he is going to end his term on the Supreme Court at the end of this term of the Supreme Court. It ends in October, so he'll be finishing his time on the court then. Now, I think that we can speculate that Biden's poll numbers are tanking, failure in the Senate to get his legislative agenda across through the Build Back Better Act and voting legislation. It's all sort of in jeopardy now, and so they need a win. They're looking for a win. Biden is coming to the House to give a joint address soon in March. I think this will be a topic that he'll want to bring up. But this is, I think, a play at that, right? To find a win, to drive turnout, to increase the energy in their base, and to make sure that everyone is encouraged to get to the polls in November.
Yeah, and that can't be lost. I mean, there's been liberal groups this whole past year saying they had billboards, digital billboards saying retire Breyer. They really are going full force against this. They're very happy today, I can imagine. But kind of let's talk about the nominees. It's hard to say completely. I mean, we've heard about this news for, 24 hours now. But
right.
Of course, we're all speculating. So Biden, of course, said during his campaign that he would appoint to nominate a black woman to serve on the court.
Right.
So that's got all of us thinking. Republicans are excited that, are we going to see a Supreme Court Justice Kamala Harris possibly?
Well, I think a lot of people are speculating about that, but it is, let's just say that's wrong.
Okay.
If Biden were to nominate Vice President Harris to be a Supreme Court justice, he would have to appoint a new vice president. And in order to get that person confirmed, it would have to be approved by both the House and the Senate. However, in a split 50-50 Senate, losing that last vote to get you above the 50-vote threshold, that puts that all into question and danger. So, I think it's fun to entertain. It's fun to think about, but it's not going to be a possibility.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we're all excited about it. It's fun, but we're giving you the truth here, so that's the truth. One last thing before we wrap this up. When he retires, it'll be October. That is possibly going to be a post-Roe America. Kind of let's talk about that. That's going to be a big issue for, obviously, the midterms. But what's going on with precedent and all of that with the senators who are going to be in those confirmation hearings?
That's right. And I think this is probably the most salient point that we should take away from this whole thing is we all need to be paying attention over the coming months as to who's leading this conversation. On the Democrat side, it'll be led by Chairman Durbin of the Senate Judiciary Committee, who will be calling forward witnesses and the potential nominees. Those nominees include Judge Jackson, who is an appeals court judge here in D.C. Biden has interviewed her a number of times, is close to her, has known her for a number of years. And she was, in fact, supported by a number of Republicans when she was confirmed. Judge Kruger, she is a member of the California Supreme Court and is often in the mix in these conversations. She would be the youngest nominee, and then Judge Childs, who is a judge in South Carolina in a circuit court down there. So all of these nominees, right, they'll be coming before the Senate. They'll be called by Senator Durbin to come in and have interviews with senators, particularly the Democrats and Republicans who sit on Senate Judiciary Committee. So be sure to pay attention to statements and tweets and video messages that come out from those members. But I think one of the main sort of points that will be discussed around this is the Roe conversation. We expect a decision over the summer on Roe to come out from the Supreme Court. That will have knock-on implications for both how the Congress deals with the subsequent questions and how the states do it. So I think we'll hear a lot of questions around precedent and how relevant of an issue precedent is and how controlling the idea of precedent is for Supreme Court decisions. I think that you'll see, in fact, a lot of flip-flopping from Democrats.
No
Democrats, yeah, I know, hard to believe. Democrats in the past have, supported precedent with Roe. This was a question they put to Kavanaugh and Gorsuch and Amy Coney Barrett very hard and aggressively if they would support precedent. I think now, just like with the filibuster, they'll have a 180-degree change. I think you'll see them start to question precedent, whether they should abide by this new decision that came down from the Supreme Court. And we all know that this is just their mode of operation, right? They throw out these ideas, and 6 months later, they have a different position that's sort of completely the opposite. So just pay attention to those things. Continue to pay attention to the members of the Senate Judiciary Committee, Senator Durbin and Senator Grassley.
Great. That's great. Yeah, that precedent issue is going to be really big. I think that will be something definitely to watch for. But that was a great discussion. It's great to really get a reaction on what's going on. Pump the brakes maybe a little bit on the excitement. But thanks for giving us that info, Ryan. Thanks for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
That's it for another episode of On Air with Heritage Action. Thank you for tuning in. If you like what you heard in today's episode, please click the follow button. If you want to receive a text message each time a new episode airs, text podcast to 51776 and you'll never miss an episode. That's podcast to 51776. Hi, it's me again, and we need your help. If you like the insights and activist resources that we're providing, please take just 1 minute and help us spread the word. So follow, like, subscribe, and share this episode of On Air with Heritage Action with your friends and family on social media or even over email or text. We need your help to get others involved in the fight to hold Washington accountable. And don't forget, you are also able to subscribe to the show on your favorite podcasting app on your smartphone. So in-app, you're going to search for On Air with Heritage Action and subscribe so you can download episodes and listen on the go. It's the best way to make sure you never miss a thing. Thanks.